Imagine spending thousands of dollars on new floors only to realize you laid them the wrong way. Every time you walk into the room, something just feels off. I've seen it happen, but if you know the right direction to run flooring before you start, you can avoid that and actually make your space look more open, connected, and cohesive. So if you're not sure which direction to run your floors, don't worry, because we are going to cover everything, from the best direction to lay luxury vinyl plank and other flooring types like laminate or hardwood in different rooms, what really matters when deciding which way to run it, and how it can affect the way your floor looks, feels, and holds up over time, including some big mistakes to avoid. I actually had a client who originally had their floors going toward the short wall in the house. The second you walked in, it felt kind of closed off. Once we changed the direction of the floor to run with the longest line in the house, it was a night and day difference. The whole place felt bigger, more open, and honestly, it just looked way better. That's why this decision matters more than most people realize. So first, here's the general rule of thumb, and it works in most rooms. You want to run your planks parallel to the longest wall or toward your main natural light source, like big windows or sliding doors. It gives the space a longer, more spacious feel, and it usually just looks more natural to the eye. If you're not sure how it will look, I recommend using the Mohawk Flooring Visualizer. You can take a photo of your space and test different plank directions before you commit to a specific direction. Now, there's one exception I see all the time, and it's where most homeowners mess up. Let's talk about hallways. Your hallway is usually the central area of the home, even if it's not along the longest wall or point in the house. It still makes sense to run your flooring parallel to the hallway. Otherwise, it can break up the flow between spaces and make the layout feel off. I've seen homes where flooring runs perpendicular to the hallway and every room feels disconnected. So if your hallway cuts through the middle of your house, lay your floor parallel to the hallway. Trust me, this one small decision can make a huge difference in your layout. Next, think about your room shapes and how the spaces connect. If you've got an open floor plan or rooms with weird shapes like L-shaped layouts or multiple entryways, you want the direction to feel continuous. Running the planks in one consistent direction can help tie the spaces together. When people lay flooring in different directions from room to room, it almost always looks chopped up and random. Lighting also plays a big role here. If you've got a lot of natural light, especially from big windows or doors, you want the flooring seams to run with the light, not across it. When you run planks toward the light source, it softens the shadow lines between the boards. It gives the floor a more seamless, clean look. Now, let's touch on a technical piece most homeowners don't think about. Sometimes your subfloor or joists underneath the floor might affect which direction you can go. For example, you might want to run the planks one way for looks, but the structure underneath is better suited for the other direction. In that case, we've got to balance looks with long-term durability. That's why planning ahead is so important. Let me explain. With solid hardwood, you always have to lay the boards perpendicular to the floor joists. So you don't really have an option to pick the direction of the floor when dealing with solid hardwood, because the joist determines the direction. And laying the solid hardwood floor parallel to the joist can compromise the longevity of the floor, so it's best to follow the manufacturer guidelines for solid hardwood. However, with laminate, luxury vinyl plank, and engineered hardwood, you can run the planks any direction you'd like. Now, let's take a look at a few floor plans so you can understand what most homeowners and installers usually get wrong. So this is the first floor plan we're going to take a look at. As you can see, the hallway and the longest point of the house go the same exact way. So the right direction for this hallway and this floor plan would be to go parallel with the hallway and the longest point of the house. If you were to run the direction this way, it would not be the ideal way to do so. Now let's take a look at the second floor plan. So here we have the entryway. Here, as you can see, we have some sliding doors and some big windows. Now the longest point of the house on this floor plan is going to be going this way. However, because the hallway and the entryway is the center point of the house, the best way to run the flooring would be with the direction of the light and parallel with the hallway and not with the longest point of the house. And here's the last floor plan we're going to take a look at. Same thing, you have the entryway right here in the center, have a big open space in this area here. Now, once again, the longest point of the house is going this way. However, because all the lighting is coming from these windows here And because this is the center or the main area, the best direction to lay the flooring would probably going this way here. And same thing, parallel with the hallway, because it's gonna look the best going parallel with the hallway. Here are the things that I really want you to remember, because once the floor is laid, it's not easy to fix. Don't switch the direction of the planks randomly from room to room. Try to have all the planks running the same direction if you want your floor to feel seamless and intentional. Pay a lot of attention to hallways if you have any, and always plan ahead if you're doing the install in separate phases. And if you're still not sure which way to go, try out the flooring visualizer I mentioned earlier. I'll drop a link in the description for you. But just knowing the direction isn't enough. A lot of homeowners are surprised by how easy it is to mess things up during installation, even after picking the right direction. I see the same 5 mistakes over and over that can completely ruin the look and feel of your floors. I actually broke them all down in a quick video. You'll see it right here.